One thing that I recommend to like literally anybody that travels, like you love to look back at your pictures and things like that. A video makes the memory so much more vivid. You can literally place yourself back in that like exact place and moment so much easier than with a photo.
Welcome to Life Unleashed,
The podcast all about creating the best life for you and your furry best friend.
If you're a dog mom on the go, juggling life, work, and the endless joys of being a dog parent, then you're in the right place. I'm Dani.
And I'm Nick.
And together with the incredible dog mom community from Tails Up Pup, we're here to share advice, stories, and the obsession we have over the love for our dogs.
Get ready to laugh, learn, and lean on each other because life with your dog just got even more awesome.
I thought it would be fun to talk about our YouTube journey. We have not done a podcast about that, and we always get questions about it.
YouTube has been something that is, I feel like, been a love-hate relationship for us, kind of.
Yeah, because it's you have to commit to it. Very time-consuming.
It's not like creating, not that there can be a ton of work that goes into like making reels and stuff, but YouTube is like a, long form content, and it's just a lot more. So I feel like it's more work.
Like the shortest videos that we make are like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So
where a reel is like a minute or less, basically.
Yeah. And I just feel like, it comes with pros and cons of all things, So I figured we'll talk about our journey and then like the monetary aspect and just all the things.
Yeah, because Danielle really is the one that started us off in YouTube. She's like OG YouTube.
I'm an OG YouTuber. So
you should have, honestly, imagine if you would have kept up with it from the beginning.
I think about that often.
You
I could have been an OG YouTuber.
You were an OG YouTuber that stopped.
Well, I never did like the vlogs and stuff. So my YouTube channel started, which is what our YouTube channel is now. We've always used the same one. So it was my OG account because if you know me, you know I'm very shy and I would do anything to not get in front of the class and speak. So if we had to do a presentation or anything, like I would rather die than do that.
Oh, I do feel like it was a pretty common thing was like, okay, you could do a presentation or you can make a video.
Because at that time, I was in like 9th grade. And so like at that time, YouTube was brand new, basically.
Yeah, it probably came out around then.
And the teachers thought it was like the coolest thing. And like no one really like had like the knowledge to like make these types of videos. So like if you knew how to do it, like you were like cool because it was like an unknown thing at that time. Like now everyone films videos, but at that time, not everyone did.
Yeah. How did you even learn how to do all of that?
Well, I think it was ingrained in my DNA because my dad was always into videoing things. So like my whole life I grew up around cameras and like he was like basically an OG vlogger.
Yeah, you really have your dad to thank for like your love of cameras and like documenting things, I feel like.
He definitely got me into that stuff and like interested, but he was never into the YouTube stuff. So he didn't like teach me how to do that aspect and he didn't teach me like video editing. I learned all that through just like myself. Practice, trial and error, but I think he gave me the passion for it.
But the real reason, it sounds like you didn't want to get up and actually talk in front of the class. Yes. That was like the first video you ever posted.
Yep. So that was what my YouTube channel was for, where it was for all these presentations. And my hidden secret talent, other than video editing, is songwriting. And so
I don't think your video editing is a hidden secret talent anymore. You edit videos like every day for social media, but it is true. When Danielle and I started dating, she wrote me like a
not
poem.
A song, yeah.
Well, it's a similar type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poetry and music are very similar.
Yeah, like a rap rhyme thing. It wasn't a rap.
I wrote you a rap?
No, it was a rhyme. But like
a poem.
It was a poem.
Isn't that what a rhyme is?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, yeah, I realized that I could create these songs, but the problem is I could never be a singer-songwriter because I don't have the singer aspect. I could be the songwriter for people, but typically that's pretty hard if you can't actually sing what you wrote.
No, I don't think that's true at all. I feel like maybe you missed out on a calling.
No, I don't know anyone who writes songs who can't sing them to at least like if you
like
were
the melody.
If you were Keith Urban and I wrote you a song, like I would have to go to you and be like, this is how it goes. Like, how am I supposed to tell you how it goes?
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know the process. I never looked into being a songwriter, but I would think so. But that is one of my secret talents. So I would write these songs to do my presentation. And most people are probably like, you will not speak in front of the class, but you'll play a song that you wrote in front of the class. Like, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
but.
it makes no sense. Honestly, it seems like it would be more embarrassing to do the latter. The reason I always picked the get up in front of the class is like if you just have like a little bit of preparation, like you can kind of just wing that more or less. And I always did that method.
But at that time, there was like no one doing it. So like people thought it was cool.
There was like, oh wow, how Dani made this
like
video.
the class was singing the song to remember the things for the test.
Yeah, that was so. Yeah, you can explain more, but you had a little bit of a viral video early on.
Yeah, my video about the Pythagorean theorem did go viral for the time, and
We need to bring it back.
All these teachers were playing it for their class, so that was really fun. But no, I was not a vlogger. I was just a singer-songwriter aspiring to help all the teachers of the world, and that is how our YouTube channel started.
So fast forward a lot. You basically didn't make hardly any other YouTube videos besides these videos for class, right?
Yeah, that was basically or like for fun too. Like I made one for the swim team and the track team, and like I had a good friend in high school, and she actually was a good singer, so we would make some of these videos together. And I just think like at the time there wasn't like a lot of fun things to do in like your spare time. Like if you weren't gonna go, like as a 17-year-old, like the kids were going to parties. Like if you weren't into that, like what were you going to do on the weekend? Like my friends and I would like make a music video or something.
I can literally see 17-year-old Dani with her friends. Like
I would still do that. It was so fun.
You loved it.
Yeah. But went to college, like didn't mess with but I missed a main part. At the time, this is like 2009, 2010, to become monetized on YouTube, you had to like hit these certain metrics. And because my Pythagorean theorem video went viral, I hit the metrics. So they were like, do you want to become part of our paid thing? So early on, my channel was monetized and could make money. So it wasn't a lot of money. It was like a few dollars here and there.
Which you probably never got paid out from because you hadn't hit the threshold.
Yeah, I don't really remember the details, but I did not make much money, if any, at that time. But my channel was eligible to make money.
Which is a cool thing, I feel like. Particularly when you're like in high school, you're like, I can make a video and make money.
Yeah,
that was a very new concept.
I should have taken it and like ran with it and like made like more videos, but I didn't. So then I meet Nick, which is many years later.
Yeah, fast forward quite a while. You go to college, like we meet later on in your college life, and yeah.
We graduate college, and like right then we were like, how did I don't even know how that conversation went.
I think you were very embarrassed to show me your channel. You wouldn't let me see that video for a while.
But we very quickly after graduating made a video. Like, how did I ask you?
It had to do with traveling.
Yeah, we went to Italy and we were...
But Danielle did a very poor job of like explaining to me, like I literally, if you don't watch YouTube and had never really watched it besides like how-to videos, you wouldn't know that it's like, I literally did not know what vlogging was. I had no idea. I didn't know people did anything like that. Dani and I went on a trip and she's like, do you want to vlog? And I'm like, yeah, we can do whatever you want type of thing. Like I'm here for it. But like talking to the camera for me was like super awkward. I had no idea people even did that.
Yeah. So
but you watched those people.
I loved watching YouTube videos. I was always into the vloggers early on and like watching that. Like I hated TV. I never got into even reality TV, but I enjoyed watching vloggers on YouTube. And so, yeah, we actually failed miserably in Italy because we realized how much time you have to put in to filming these videos, and we wanted to enjoy our trip.
I think it was time, and I think that like there is a lot of hidden skill behind it, and people don't realize when you're watching a video, like a video that's really well done, you're like, wow, that was interesting, kept me captivated. And then what we were realizing, the stuff that we were filming, it was like, this is boring and we don't even know what to say to the camera. And like besides just literally like showing what we're doing, which very quickly becomes boring, we had no clue how to like make a good, interesting video at all.
So I don't think we ever even posted a vlog of Italy. We only did like a recap where we like talked about best things to do in Italy or something.
Yeah, but that was like one of our first videos.
Yeah, we realized that we were not well equipped to do our first vlogs in Italy, but we came back home, we reevaluated, we learned what kind of videos we wanted to make, and we started dabbling in YouTube then. And that's basically how we as a couple started YouTube.
And then that's when like I started watching more YouTube, and like I feel like once you get into that scene, you're like, oh wow, now I know kind of what different genres are out there, vlogging, informational tutorial stuff.
Yeah,
and
you
that
became
stuff.
very interested in certain vloggers, and you had your YouTube people too.
I did.
And then we both quit our jobs and we were going to kind of do our own thing, and we ended up starting this marketing business. But we also before that started traveling, and we vlogged that whole thing, made lots of videos, and we realized how fun it was to, when you get home, get to relive those moments and like watch them back, and how fun it was. And
one thing that I recommend to like literally anybody that travels, like you love to look back at your pictures and things like that, a video makes the memory so much more vivid. You can literally place yourself back in that like exact place and moment so much easier than with a photo. So like even if you're not going to post it for anybody else, I kind of like recommend like vlogging and taking some cool videos of your trip, because you're going to remember it so much more, particularly if you go out with the intention of like, I want to, document this day. And once you get better at it, it's really not that intrusive to the trip at all.
So that's kind of how we got into our journey together. And then it flowed seamlessly into Tails Up Pup, because at that time, like, we weren't quite sure what we were doing. We were like trying to start this marketing business. We were trying to create videos. We wanted to make money by making these videos on YouTube. So we were filming anything that we possibly could at that point. And we filmed a vlog the day that we went and visited his sister. And in that car ride, I'm like, we might sell these dog bandanas, but we don't really know. And it's so cool that we have that clip that now, almost 6 years later, our business has turned into what it is now. And there's a clip of me being like, hey, we might sell these dog bandanas, but we don't really know.
We eventually decided that like we don't really have a specific genre we're going after, because like we weren't going to make the leap and become like travel vloggers or anything like that. It was fun to do when we were traveling, but that wasn't going to be our full-time thing. So it says we decided, let's document kind of like our lives and see how that plays out. So that's kind of how, like, if you've been following us for a while, you've probably seen mostly Tails Up Pup type content, because that's been the majority of our life. You see other stuff occasionally, but we've kind of just gone the documenting route.
I think the thing that holds people back the most about creating videos and content, or even like social media in general, is that they feel like what they're doing is boring, or what they're doing isn't good enough, or like they're comparing themselves to someone else that's already so much further down the road. And for us, I think that's why we like didn't care about those things as much, because in those videos, like, we were literally just filming our life, and it wasn't about being successful or showing that we were successful. It was like, hey guys, like, today we're gonna come to our photo shoot, and like we like went to our front yard, we put 3 bandanas on our dog, and like that's what we did.
Well, we really were creating the content kind of for ourselves, almost like, something to look back on. And like some of the stuff was educational in videos that we made, and that was, for other people, but it was kind of like a evolving process.
Yeah. So we really filmed Tails Up Pup from the start, which is really cool. And my favorite thing is having those memories to look back on, because when you're living your life, anyone is living their life, you forget so many of the small things. Like, you remember, of course, like if you graduated, or like if you got married, like those big moments you have very good memories of, and even the small moments you might have some good memories of, but you forget all the little things that got you to where you are. And so I feel like everyone should vlog, because it's so fun to look back and be like, oh yeah, remember when I did that? Or like, even if you like went to the aquarium, like, oh my gosh, I forgot about how much fun that was. And like those type of little things,
What is your advice to somebody that hears that and they're like, I hear you, Dani, I would like to start doing that, but I have no idea like where to start out and all of that?
And also, like, a lot of people are like, oh, well, you're just really good on camera. And it's like, if you go back and look at my videos, it takes practice. So I would say just practice and do it for yourself. You can film vlogs and not post them for everyone to even watch. You can put them on private on YouTube, or you could just edit them and have them on a hard drive for yourself. It doesn't have to be something big and grand. And then once you're comfortable, if you wanted to put it out there for the public, you could. But maybe that's not your goal. Maybe it's just for yourself. Maybe it's like basically home videos like my dad was doing like when we were kids, Yeah,
the home videos are so fun.
But I think you just really have to get out of your comfort zone and not care about what other people think. The hardest thing is filming in public, because if someone's watching you, sometimes that's embarrassing, and that's really hard for me. Like,
even still, I feel like
we
it can
don't
be
really
tough.
go out and film talking to the camera in public that much.
We are way better than we used to be because we put ourselves in that situation a lot of times. So like if there is something that we feel like requires that for the video, I don't think that ends up being an issue for us.
Yeah.
But it's still not easy.
It's definitely hard. It's much easier to do it like in your home or like in privacy where someone's not watching. Even if Nick's watching me, I do worse because I'm like, his eyeballs are physically like watching me do something, and it like kind of makes you feel uncomfortable, you know?
I feel like also people have, and at least I'll say about myself, you don't always love the sound of like your own voice and like
The way
all,
that you
and the way that you
look
look and all that stuff. So like when you're watching yourself back, you're like, do I really sound and look like that?
Yeah.
And so that's something that can be, I know it's hard for me to get over.
Yeah, and it still is for me too. Like, I look different now than I did before I was pregnant, and like watching these videos right now, I was like, oh, is that what I look like? And it's just like, you know what? Yes, it is. Get over it. Like, move on, and it's part of life. And you know, if you want to film the videos, you got to just do it.
One thing that I also think is very hard, and definitely I know we struggled with this, and it's kind of like the idea of like it has to be perfect. And I think that comes from watching other people that have done it for so long and are very, very good. Like they make an incredible video about whatever subject it is. And you're like, mine has to be similar to that. And it's like there is 0% chance that your first video is going to be that good like that.
Well, even for you, like you love Casey Neistat, and like would sometimes try to be like, how can we make videos like that? And like, that just was never our goal. We're more vloggers, and he was more of like a production
And a storyteller and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's just, but you want to try to make the best video that you can. The point is really that you have to start and make, 10, 20, 30, 100 videos before you feel like you're comfortable and you get better at it.
Yeah.
And it just takes a lot of time and practice. And I mean, even us, we're still learning and things like that, as well as you have to have the time to devote to it.
You also were asking, like, what would you say to someone who X, Y, and Z? The other thing that people say is, like, is it too late to start? And we felt like that 7 years ago. Like, oh, there's already too many people. Like, you're always going to feel that way. There's always going to be more people entering than there were before. So it's never too late. And if it's something you want to do, if you're trying to make a living off of it, know that it will take a while, because you're going to have to build an audience and like be consistent and put all this work in before you ever see a dime. So if you're trying to make a living off of it, just know that. But if you're doing it for fun, like, what's going to hold you back? Why not?
Yeah, I feel like every single time about most decisions with these types of things, we've always been very happy that we started.
Yeah.
And the other thing too about like feeling awkward about people watching your stuff, whether it's like, the friends from high school or whatever it might be, most likely not very many people are going to see your first pieces of content.
And if they do, so what?
Yeah, so what? But it just, you do have that time. It's like, it's not like you have this big audience that like, oh my gosh, everyone's going to see this and it's got to be the most perfect thing. It's like, not that many people are going to see your first pieces of content, which is a good thing because it allows you time to practice and improve, and like your audience will build over time.
So now for the world's burning question, can you make a living off of YouTube? The answer is yes, because there are plenty of people who do it. But for us, we have not filmed a vlog in a long time. Like this year, we barely filmed any vlogs, but we were very consistent for at least 2 years. We like vlogged everything, lots of videos, and even still, we were not making a good chunk of money.
I think if you want to make a living selling YouTube, or if you want to make a living on YouTube, that has to be like your primary like goal. For us, our primary goal was building a business, and part of it was documenting that journey on YouTube, but that wasn't our primary goal wasn't to make money and make a living on YouTube.
So there's a few different ways you can make money from YouTube. You have the ad revenue, which is YouTube itself paying you, which is owned by Google. So Google paying you. And so you can make, $100 here and there. You can make $1,000 here and there. It depends how many views your videos are getting. And so any YouTuber that I've watched who has been transparent about being paid, that's not how they make most of their money. It's not from the ad revenue because it's so hard to make a good amount of money.
Well, you just have to get so many views all the time to it to be consistent. That's
Yeah.
why it's so hard.
You have brand deals, which is how a lot of people make a good chunk of their money because these brands are paying you to promote their product.
Very similar to how somebody that has a large Instagram following would make money.
But if you are a brand like us, it's much harder to get other brands to pay you to promote. Because, like, would we want to promote another brand when we're trying to basically promote our own brand? So you have to find someone who aligns with you before you get into that. Most of the brand deals that we have done have been gifted product and not paid. But there are plenty of paid opportunities, but you have to choose, does that fit with you? Like, does it make sense? And
there's a ton of people that reach out that we're like, no, makes no sense for us to make a video on this thing.
We have gotten paid a few times, but most of them we just did exchange the product for the video. And then, what was the third thing I was going to say? Ads.
Brand deals. Sponsorships. Or is that more like in your brand deal?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of like brand deal. Well, I guess, I don't know if I can't remember what my third thing is, but I can think of another one now. So I don't know if it was this or not. But like if you are trying to sell something yourself. So like a lot of YouTubers end up coming out with merch or some type of product so that they can sell. So then that'd be more like us, we're selling a product.
Yes.
So you have that revenue as well. So there's different ways that you can monetize your YouTube channel, or you could be trying to get them to go to a different platform. Like maybe you make more views and more money on TikTok, so you're trying to I don't know. There's
the one thing that I really like about YouTube, and this has kind of been, we monetize it only because like you have to pay for the editing software and all that type of stuff. So it's nice to have some of that cost reimbursed to us just through having ads on the videos. But the main reason why we do it, I feel like, is YouTube has its own really unique community of people on there. And we really enjoy that aspect. I feel like more than anywhere, YouTube is a place that we see, like, I've been following you since day one and things like that. And that's why it is a little sad that we don't vlog as much as we used to, because I feel like we kind of let that community down.
You're getting into the truth of the matter. So is that the saying? Whatever. Basically, YouTube, is it worth it? Because we don't make a lot of money on it. And it takes a lot of time. You have to spend your day filming a vlog. Someone has to edit it, upload it, do all of the tags and caption and like all that stuff. And then you make maybe $5-10 here or there. So is it worth it for the time? For us, no. But the community aspect has been really cool because we've had so many people join the Tails Up Pup community from watching our YouTube videos, and people love to see the behind the scenes. We've learned that through Reels, Instagram stories, all that stuff. And the YouTube videos really get them to see what it's like because it's like a whole day or like a longer video. So they can see every step or like how things look in a room and truly feel like they're there.
If you guys are listening to this and you missed the vlogs and really want us to bring them back, comment and let us know.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I'm in the rut that I was saying. I feel like everything I'm doing is boring. And so like that's what's stopping me. When in reality, it's not boring to someone else.
And we basically hardly filmed it all in the house.
Yeah.
So it's like all new scenery. I think for Danielle too, she is looking in the past, and when we had all the different employees, which, just different people to talk to, she really misses that part and thinks that was much more interesting.
Maybe I'll feel revitalized with the baby. I'll be like, new me, new life, and let's get after it.
Yeah. It is easy to very much get in that rut of being stale and being like, I'm doing mostly the same thing every day. How can I make this interesting for other people?
Yeah. But it's so cool. And like, interacting with people in the comments on the YouTube videos too is always fun, and like people feel like they can see a different side of us.
Well, anything that's like longer form like that, it just is going to open up a totally different like side to your personality that you cannot get in like a small 1 minute video. There's just no way.
Yeah. The other side is like now they have this new YouTube Shorts, and so you could also utilize that in a different way. We haven't posted that many shorts, but I feel like we could dabble in that more too.
Yeah, I feel like YouTube Shorts is a very similar thing to like the Instagram Reels and stuff.
Yeah.
But you can tell YouTube pushes that stuff. I mean, I know on my own YouTube channel, there's like tons of like that gets pushed the most. The shorts.
Yeah. Do people enjoy watching long form content anymore? It seems like maybe no.
I feel like it has to be more purposeful.
Yeah.
And that's why maybe like the vlog is dying. I don't know.
Yeah, overall, it's been such a long journey for us because I really do think that my channel was created in like 2009. And so that was so long ago. And to think of all the videos that are on there, whether they're private or not, there's just our whole life is there, which is really cool. Even like, I remember the video we filmed, like traveling with our wedding dress and like what that was like flying with my wedding dress. There's just so many memories on there.
Yeah. And I mean, it's very nice to have somebody help you when you're filming like you on YouTube. I feel like more than anything, like a phone is a little bit different, and having help is nice with the phone, but like with the YouTube video, having someone else help you is really, really nice.
Like the fact that we're a team.
Yeah, a team, like somebody behind the camera, somebody doing that, because you want mobile shots sometimes and things like that.
Yeah. And this is another thing, but like you don't need all the fancy equipment. You could film a whole vlog on your phone if you want, and like don't feel like you need to have all these things to get started. Just start with what you have, and then you can always grow from there. We do love the G7X for vlogging.
Yeah, it can be nice to have like a dedicated camera for it.
Yeah. But if you have any other questions about YouTube in general or anything in our journey, definitely send me a message and we can chat all the things YouTube. This was really fun.
I've been glad that we've done YouTube, and I want to continue to do it, even though it is a lot of work.
Ooh, did I revitalize you?
I always enjoy the difference is I'm more of like the cameraman, that type of stuff. My camera or my star in front of the camera doesn't always want to be in front of the camera, and so I'm definitely not the one that is like, I want to film this video and I'm going to be the main character in it.
We got off track because you got too busy to edit the videos. So then I was having to do that part, which I really don't like. But I think now if we like took our responsibilities back, then I think we would be a successful team together again.
Yes, teamwork makes the dream
The
work.
dream work. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to give us a 5 stars or thumbs up if you are watching on YouTube. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.